Hey guys, ooh, let's try that one more time.
That's my shit, that's my weed. Do it like that and I repeat. Don't be scared, I'm afraid, just like that.
Hey guys, it's Aaliyah and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So originally I had planned today to do a high school advice video while doing my makeup with this new palette that I just got. It's the Nubian by Juvia's Place. Look at all these pretty colors. But that didn't work out because as I was doing my makeup, I was like trying to give advice. This piece of hair is gonna drive me insane. As I was doing my makeup, I was trying to... I'm gonna need to go get something to stick this to my head and I'm gonna be right back. I think I fixed the piece of hair. I just had to put it behind my ear because it did not want to cooperate, and that happens to me a lot and it really kills my vibe. But back to what I was saying before. I tried to do my makeup while I was giving the high school advice, but it wasn't working out because I was focusing more on one thing than the other, not like doing both at the same time. Basically, I'm bad at multitasking. So the video just was terrible, so I finished doing my makeup and then I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do the high school advice video. And maybe everything won't be so all over the place if I just focus on that instead of trying to do both at the same time. So this advice might be like still a little bit unorganized just because there's so many tips that I want to give, but they don't all relate to each other. So I'm just going to be saying a whole bunch of facts, and I'm going to be, a lot of this advice I have learned from my own high school experience, so you might not need to take all of it, or you might need some parts of my advice more than others. So whatever you feel like you need to use it. If you don't feel like it's relevant to your life, just pretend I never said anything. So for a little backstory, the summer after 8th grade, so the summer before my freshman year of high school, I was 13 going on 14, and I moved to a new school district. So not only was high school going to be completely new for me, but I was going to be in a completely new city with completely new people, and it just made everything 10 times more scary because I was already nervous to go to high school as it is because it's like a big jump from middle to high school. But just being the new kid and everybody's like coming from middle school with their little clique of friends and I didn't have any friends, it was really nerve-wracking. But I got through it, and freshman year wasn't that bad, sophomore year wasn't that bad. When I got to my junior and senior year, that's when I really should have started taking my own advice, and that's why I'm making this video. And I got this video idea because I was on FaceTime with one of my friends from high school, and we were just talking about like our experience and how much we've changed from high school to college. I'm doing this video pretty late because I'm now a junior in college and I'm talking about high school, which was 3 years ago. But it's okay because I've had time to really think about my situations and just think about things that I wish I would have known when I was in high school, and things that if I could have told myself when I was 16 and 17, I wish I would have been able to tell myself that. Nothing is ever that serious, but yeah, so there's my little backstory. I moved to a new school district. Freshman, sophomore year was fine. I was really shy in school, so it was kind of hard for me to make friends. But, you know, after you start going to your classes and you start seeing the same people every day, you start to make your friends and you start to figure out what kind of person you are and what you look for in a friend and stuff like that. And knowing what type of friends you want is really important because having friends in high school, having the wrong friends in high school can make your experience miserable. And take it from me, you do not want to surround yourself with people and friends that do not care about you or just don't have your best interests in mind. Find real friends and know how to spot the fake ones. And I'm going to give a couple tips on how to spot fake friends in high school because I feel like that's an important piece of advice. Basically, in high school, a lot of people gossip, a lot of people talk. things spread really fast, and so that's why you just have to be careful who you tell your business to. Know who your real friends are. And 9 times out of 10, if you have a friend or you just made a friend or you've known them for a while, it honestly doesn't matter, because sometimes you don't know if somebody's fake right away or not. It kind of takes some time, basically. But if you have a friend and they're always talking bad about other people to you, then 9 times out of 10, they're talking about you to other people. So that's something to look out for. Someone who gossips a lot. I'm not going to say I never have gossip before in my life, because I have, and I just feel like just know who you can tell stuff to, and don't just go around talking about everybody, because what is that doing for you? It's not really, like, it's not helping you at all. So just be nice. Be careful who you tell your business to. Don't tell your business to someone with a big mouth, because it will get around to everybody and they will try to ruin your life, and you don't want that to happen. So just be smart about it. Let's check my list. Another thing about friends is sometimes people will try to be your friend in high school just to get information out of you, and then to use that information to like hurt you so that they can help themselves, because there are a lot of jealous people out there. A lot of jealous people. And it's annoying and it's not cute. And you should not have to try to ruin somebody else's happiness to make your own self happy, because at the end of the day, you're just hurting yourself, and it's just, nobody's gonna want to be around you. You're not gonna be a fun person, and your personality is what makes you like beautiful. And if you have an ugly personality, you're going to be, it radiates. If you're ugly on the inside, but you could be the prettiest person in the world, but if you're ugly on the inside, it's gonna show on the outside, and you're just gonna be ugly all around, and nobody wants that. So yeah. Let's see what's next. I kept my circle pretty small in high school. I had my really close friends, and then I had a bunch of acquaintances. Acquaintances are good to have in high school. And by acquaintance, I mean like it could be someone who you only talk to when you're in class. Because I know I had a lot of friends that were just my friends inside of class, but like outside of class, we never really talked, we never really hung out. It was just like, oh, we have third period together, like we're science buddies, we're physics buddies, we're history buddies, and we have a fun time in class, but outside of class we don't talk. So I had a lot of those, and then I had my close friends. Don't worry about having a lot of friends. Although it is nice, sometimes it's not always the best thing in the world. Just because you see people hanging with a bunch of people does not mean that they're the happiest ever, because not everybody's good for you. Next, let's talk about anxiety and stress about fitting in high school. There's a lot of peer pressure in high school, and a lot of social standards that you might feel like you have to live up to, but you really don't. Like, a lot of times, let's say a new shirt or a new pair of shoes comes out, and everybody in school starts buying, and next thing you know, you're the only person in the school who doesn't have that, and then you just feel like you don't fit in and stuff like that. But you have this other really cool pair of shoes or this shirt that you really like, but you don't want to wear it because nobody else is wearing it, and you don't want to stand out because that like makes you nervous or whatever. That was me. I was always really nervous in high school, and I wish I would have put myself out there more and not cared about what other people think. But the truth is that I do care about what other people think. Still to this day, I've gotten better, but still to this day, that's something I'm still working on. But in high school, it was really bad. Like, I just tried to be like everybody else, and a lot of anxiety and stress comes from that, because if you're constantly trying to be like everybody else, you're just gonna wear yourself out, and you're gonna make yourself tired, and you're gonna be miserable. So just be yourself. Wear the cute outfit that you want to wear, that you're nervous to wear, because once high school is over, you're not going to get that time back, you're not going to get those days back, and you're going to really regret it. Because I regret not doing what I wanted to do in high school because I was scared or nervous. So don't let anxiety and stress stop you from doing what you want to do just because you're scared. Grades in high school are really important. don't slack off in high school, because after high school comes college, and if you want to go to that really good college but they're looking for these really good grades and you slacked off and now you don't have high enough grades, like everything, I used to think high school, especially my freshman and sophomore year, I used to think, oh, I can slack off those 2 years and I could just do really good my last 2 years, get into a good school, blah blah blah. But no, you need to start off strong so that later when it does get harder and you do need that wiggle room to like mess up a little bit, then you'll have it, because you don't want to do that. You don't want to have to retake any classes or anything like that. And if your high school has AP classes, I definitely recommend taking them because they look really good on a transcript when you're trying to get into college. I did take AP classes and the structure of them is similar to college. Not completely the same, but it's similar, and it will prepare you and get you ready. So definitely take those AP classes. They're not that hard. I mean, it's just more like you're a little bit more independent in your AP classes. They move a little bit more fast-paced, and it's set up to help you get ready to transition from high school to college. So yeah, moral of that story is get good grades, the best grades you can, because it'll make your life a whole lot easier later on. The next thing I would say is put yourself out there in high school. When I was in high school, I didn't do any sports. I wasn't in any clubs. I wasn't a nobody. I definitely made myself known. I tried to be nice to everybody, tried to make as many friends as I could, even though it was really hard for me. Here and there I would try to like get involved in a thing or two. I did do like choir and stuff like that, so that was great. But if you have any clubs like that you can get into in high school, even if you're nervous, I would definitely recommend doing that, because it will make your experience 10 times better. And I regret not getting as involved in high school, because it's not any easier in college. And if you didn't do it in high school, you're probably going to be a lot more skeptical when it comes to doing it in college, because there's a lot more people and it's a lot scarier, I feel like. So yeah, do it in high school while you can. Also do it in college, but in high school for sure. So yeah, I did choir, but there were so many clubs, and there was like homecoming court, and I could have been a cheerleader, but instead I was cheering outside of the high school. I was doing like competition cheer, and I wish I would have done school cheer and just got more involved. Definitely my senior year, I started to realize that like, whoa, time flies, and I should probably do something now before it's too late. And I did a lot better my senior year. But start early, start to get involved when you're a freshman, and just have fun for the 4 years, because they do go by really fast. Next, I want to touch quickly on relationships and boys in high school, because I feel like that's a really big thing for girls in high school, is relationships and stuff like that, because a lot of times that's when people start dating and things like that, and you feel pressure to like get a boyfriend and all that stuff. But it's just high school, and there are more fish in the sea, so do not let a boy in high school stress you out, because trust me, it's not worth it. And even if you break up with who you think is the love of your life in high school, I promise you, it is high school. There are more fish in the sea. You will find somebody and you will be happy, and it is not the end of the world. It's really not the end of the world. And in a year or two, the embarrassing things that happen in high school that you think are like so major at that time, I promise you nobody's gonna remember any of those things a year after high school ends. Maybe even a week after high school ends, because once high school ends, it's over. And then there's college, and everybody does new embarrassing things, and there's just more important things in life to worry about than the time when you tripped in front of the whole class while you were going to turn your test in. Like, it's just not that serious. I promise nobody's thinking about you the way that you think they are. Like, it's all in your head. All in your head. So there are just a few tips. I mean, it was kind of hard to come up with advice for this video, because I feel like a lot of it's just you live and you learn, and you kind of have to make your own mistakes to learn and grow from them. And I can give you advice all day long about, how to make your high school experience great, but it's all up to you and what you do and the decisions that you make and your mindset. and everything like that. So as much as I could go on all day long about tips and tricks, just try your best to be yourself in high school. Sorry, that's my dishwasher. Just try yourself. Quarantine brain. Just try your best to be yourself in high school. Put yourself out there, make the right friends, do the right thing, be a good person, be nice to people, don't bully people. My dishwasher. Be nice to people, don't bully people, and have fun, because it may seem like the bad times are never ending and the good times aren't long enough, but I promise you, those 4 years of your life will fly by and you will look back at them and you want them to be good memories and not something that you just look back on and have a bunch of regret about. You want to make your experience the best that you can, and it's all up to you and what you do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't the best. I'm a very unorganized person. I'm better at giving advice when it's like happening in the moment and like somebody tells me something and I can like come up with advice right off the bat, and it's like super easy for me. But this was a little bit harder to do, but those are just like the main things that I wish that I would have known, and I thought it would be a good idea to share that with more people. So that I'm pretty sure the last part of my video got lost or cut off, or my iPad video thing turned off or something. So I think what I was trying to say was that I wanted to do the advice video so that I could share important information with more people, and so that they could use it and have the best high school experience ever. So I think that's all. I was gonna say. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends who are also going to high school, because maybe this will help them out. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video.
That's my